We are having a conversation this morning about understanding the Nigerian labor laws. What are these labor laws? Where do you stand as, an employee, as an employer? What should you know? What should you do?
What are your entitlements?
What are your entitlements? What are you how are you expected to behave in terms of emolument, in terms of salary increments, in terms of deductions,
in terms of
leave, contributive pension, in terms of resignation or termination of appointment. I mean, what should you do as an employee? So, of course, joining us for the conversation this morning is a legal practitioner. His name is, he prefers to be addressed as a Mr. I like just simplicity anyway.
Yeah.
He prefers to be addressed as a Mr. We have Mr. Kayode Ashade, and he's online. Good morning, Mr. Kayode.
Good morning, Mr. Kayode.
Good morning.
Can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Good morning.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you
Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
All right, let's delve into this very quickly. What are labor laws ordinarily?
Labor laws generally they are regulations and enactments that govern employment relations in Nigeria.
Okay.
They stipulate the mode of operations and the boundaries and the remedies that are applicable where there is a breach or there is an infraction on either part. Now, labor laws generally, they govern the employee-employer relationship. So where you have a worker, someone who is employed, maybe by virtue of a contract or by a contract that has a statutory flavor, those are things that labor law governs.
Okay.
Now, the chief among the laws is the Constitution, the 1999 Constitution of Nigeria.
Okay.
Now, the Constitution provides, say, for example, at Section 254, it provides for something called unjust labor practices, and it also establishes the National Industrial Court of Nigeria. So, by that, the Constitution has given a forum wherein disputes relating to labor-related matters can be taken to. Now, other enactments that relate to labor law include Labor Act, Employee Compensation Act, the National Industrial Court Act, the Pension Reform Act, the National Housing Fund Act, the Personal Income Tax Act also. So these laws, they are enactments by the National Assembly. We also have some enactments by state houses of assembly that relates to labor laws also. For example, we have one on discrimination in Lagos State. It's the Lagos State Special People's Law that prevents discrimination on grounds of disability. Also, that's one of the laws. And aside statutes, we have case laws. That is decisions of courts of competent jurisdiction, courts of record that have jurisdiction to entertain labor matters, or maybe procedural matters, that also apply to labor law. Other things, we have, say, the conventions and treaties that have been ratified and domiciliated by an act of the National Assembly. So all this form the framework of labor laws in Nigeria. So those are the what we could refer to as labor law.
Okay, so
the list is not closed.
All right. So if I may, talking about labor laws in Nigeria, as Nigerians, personally, I don't know if this is true, but I feel that it applies to only those in the government parastatals. So does this apply to those who are working in the private sector?
Yes. Labor law applies to everybody, everybody that is a worker, and even a non-worker. For example, the Labor Act provides for who a worker is and who a non-worker is. Now, we have people who are in private employment who generally enter into contract of employment which has no statutory flavor. An employment that has a statutory flavor are more likely employments that are related to people in the public sector. So employment without statutory flavor are generally simple contracts that a regular Nigerian enters with another employer somewhere. So be it an employment based by contract, a simple contract, or be it an employment that is backed up by statutory flavor.
Okay.
All of them are regulated by the labor laws. And more particularly because, the government, the Constitution, makes provision for labor, makes provision, specific provision for labor-related matters.
Okay.
So it covers everybody. Even a non-Nigerian that is working in Nigeria is still covered by the labor law.
Okay. So speaking of contracts, should every employer and employee have copies of the contract, the terms of engagement?
Yes, it's very, very important. The Labour Act provides that within 3 months from the date of commencement of an employment contract,
Okay.
the contract should be put in writing. Should be put in writing, yes. And where a document is put in writing, everybody is entitled to a copy. Every party
Okay.
is entitled to a copy. Because how then do you determine the terms and conditions? How do you make reference to subsequent obligations, and then you say, oh, this is what my right is, or this is what your obligation is. So it is important that there's a written document that you can make reference to at a later point, and everybody should have a copy of that document.
So what if there was no such written document 3 months after? Can it still be done subsequently? Is it criminal? Does it have repercussions or consequences?
Well, you see, because it is a statutory obligation on the part of the employer.
Yes.
Now, if there's a requirement, there's a statutory obligation where you do not perform that obligation, that means there's an infraction. So once there's an infraction, the other party is entitled to a remedy. Now, to put this straight, what is the remedy? If the person is still in employment, the person is entitled to receive that letter. But if the person is no longer in employment, it's a different thing.
Okay.
Now, the right to that letter may not accrue because obviously the person is no longer in employment. But what happens then is that the company may define if there is a specific provision that there is an infraction, the company may define.
Okay.
As provided for under the law.
Okay. Let's talk about resignation. It's something. It's an aspect in labor that a lot of people have.
Yes.
Yes, we've got.
People are either
people are
resigning,
confused or they're resigning,
yes.
and people just wake up one morning and they just go, "I'm resigning." So I'd like to know what's the duration like? What's the timing? Okay, let me put it this way. By law, what is the duration? How long is an employer supposed to submit or notify the organization of employee rather? How long does it take for an employer or for an employee to notify his or her employer of his or her resignation? What's the duration like? A month, 2 months, 3 months? And of course, you know that there are some times where you have emergencies that you have to leave.
Yes, you see, now, like I stated earlier, most of the employee relationships that we have, a larger percentage is based on contract, simple contract.
Okay.
Now, the rule concerning contracts is that parties are bound by their contract, especially where there is no mitigating factor, such as illegality or any of sort. Now, when it comes to contracts, the rules that apply to contracts is applicable to every form of contract, including an employment contract. Okay. Now, if you are going to terminate an employment, you make reference to provisions in the contract of employment. Does the contract of employment provide for termination? If the contract of employment provides for termination, then you are bound by whatever duration you have provided for, especially where it is reasonable. If it is not reasonable, then you cannot enforce what in the sight of the law would be deemed as unreasonable.
Okay.
You understand? that is provided, notice period that is provided for under the law is such that is reasonable, you are fine, you are bound by it. You are bound by it. For example, an employment contract may provide on the termination clause to say that either party may terminate this contract by giving the other party 1 month's notice or payment in lieu.
Okay.
That is of 1 month's salary. So now it means that at any point in time, either party may decide that, okay, I don't want you again, please come and be going. Or the other party, the employer says, employee says, sorry, I've gotten a better job. You know what? Take 1 month notice. By this time next month, I'll be leaving your employment. But you see, a lot of people mix this up. By this I mean that a lot of people would resign, giving 1 month notice and expecting not to work for that period. That's on the part of the employee.
Okay.
They give 1 month notice expecting that they are not expected to work for that period. No, that's not what the law provides. The notice is just for the employer to put his house in order, for you to do your proper handing over, and then everybody is happy. Now, the employer too also gives you a notice period, probably a month notice, 2 weeks notice, 3 months. That's the contractual part. Now, saying that, start preparing, by this time next month, you'll be leaving my employment. Now, if either party is not going to do that, where the contract provides for a remedy for that particular breach, that is, if you are not paying, if you are not giving a month's notice, what should happen?
Okay.
Now, some contracts provide that you give a month's salary in lieu of notice, or you give 2 months' salary in lieu of notice, or you give 3 months or 2 weeks' salary in lieu of notice. So by fulfilling either of those obligations, you would have fulfilled your contractual obligation to the other party, either as an employee or an employer. Now, there are several instances where the contracts of employment don't provide for notices or what should happen when there is no notice. Now, where you find when there is such a situation, a recourse is made to what the law provides. Why?
Okay.
Because there's no agreement as to such. So now we revert back to the provisions of the labor laws in respect of notices and termination of employment or contract. Now, Section 11 of the Labor Act covers issue of termination and notices that should accrue in any case. Now, if you look at subsection 2, now it stipulates between subparagraphs A and G, saying that, within this period, if the employee has either spent 1 day, 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, this is the amount of notice that the person should be due to get.
If I may, sir. If you
yes, I was going because I heard you say that employers of labor should also give a month's notice or salary or 2 months' salary in lieu of a notice if they're about to terminate an employee's appointment. Did I get that?
If I may clarify that, what I said is that the employee and the employer should revert to whatever provision they have made in their contract of employment.
Okay.
It is what the contract of employment stipulates. Because you see, my contract of employment may be different from Mr. B's contract of employment.
Yes.
We are employed on different terms, and there's no privity of contract between myself and my employer and Mr. B and his employer. We might be working in the same environment, but there is no privity of contract between all of us that we are working there. There's just a relationship. The employment contract binds just myself and my employer.
Okay. So he said if it's not written, that they would fall back to what the labor law says, right?
Exactly.
Now, the question I have is, what happens in a situation where an employee gives a month's notice and for some reason, probably because the employer is displeased with the fact that this employee is leaving, and that employee in that 1 month is treated badly, victimized, you know, really, because a lot of people, I know a lot of people who would see that kind of action and they would not tender 1 month because, let me run away so that I will not be victimized. So what happens in that regard? Can that employee sue?
Yes, too. Like I said, you look at what you refer to what I said earlier, that the Constitution makes provision for what is termed as unjust labor practices. If you refer to Section 254, particularly Section 254C of the Third Arbitration Act of the 1999 Constitution, there are some items that are listed under that section. But of importance here is the one that relates to unjust labor practices. So, unjust labor practices are those practices that are not in accordance with the best standard, the standard of practice that is obtainable or that should be obtainable.
All right.
Yes. Standard of practices that are not in accordance with the provisions of the law or conventions or what is obtainable by custom.
Mr. Ashade, I would have loved for us to continue this conversation, but I'm looking forward to a day where you would be in the studio with us and we'll have this conversation in full because we have to go. Thank you very much for joining us once again.